In this episode of JK Games, we go deep into the pale heart of Palooza, which is Destiny-related things, and all the games announced at the summer game E3 thing that happens now during the summer that Jeff Keighley talks about and all the other game publishers and developers. Welcome to JK Games, the gaming podcast where we bring you the gaming news we care about.
And maybe some that we don't.
And whether you play on easy mode,
or you like a good challenge,
this is a show where we'll try to level up your gaming knowledge. Let's go. We're back.
We're back, and if you're new, welcome. What a good one to start on. My name is Kayla. I am one of your hosts.
And I'm Jerica, your other host, and we're here to talk to you about some video game news and other things. And it's a big episode.
Yeah. It is. We got lots to talk about. We have drum roll. Well, first of all, that's just suspense building for later. If you're new here, we lay out our episodes in 3 different modes. We've got easy mode, where we talk about what we've been playing, what we've been doing. Jerica's gonna give us the lowdown on all we've missed in her world, but you might not have missed it if you've been watching her on Twitch. She's been streaming some stuff. So we'll talk about games, what we've been playing, what we've been doing. And then we'll go into our normal mode where we talk about news, which we have a hefty boy today. We've got Summer Games Fest. We've got Devolver Direct. We've got Wholesome Games Direct. We've got Xbox Games Showcase. We've got things from all of those different things. But don't worry,
so much.
It's not going to be a 3-hour episode. It is a lot, but we have handpicked out what we feel like is the most bang for your buck, things that we're interested in. So don't be upset if we missed something from your, what you're specifically interested in, which, by the way, I did forget to talk to Jarek about this, so hopefully this isn't derailing us too much, but we did ask you guys on Instagram what you were most excited about from all the showcases that happened recently, like we've listed. So we do have a couple things from you guys, but if we don't mention everything, that's because we don't have time. But we're glad you're here. We're gonna get started, and I'll go over their favorites from Instagram. Your hat, it is very cute. We'll go over your favorites from Instagram before we get into the news. But that's kind of our housekeeping for the show, and I guess we'll go ahead and kick it off. Hi, Greg. Thanks for joining in the chat. Cute little hat she's got. And yeah, Coleman hype for the Xbox Game Showcase. Jerica, please tell us, what have you been playing lately?
It's a love-hate.
Take it away.
All I've been doing is Destiny 2. Well, I've played a lot of Destiny. It's been an insane month and a half. How long has it been, Kayla, since I've messaged you or even talked to you about anything else other than Destiny?
That's a great question, Jerica. I don't know. You've been keeping me updated on the Destiny. You've been keeping me updated, but I would say you've been going a solid, month, 2 months? I don't know.
It feels like 80 years. I'm that meme, Rose from Titanic. It's been 84 years, but it's been a good time. Yeah, the huge last no, I wouldn't say last expansion, but the last big. It is the bookend to the Light and Dark saga. The final shape has come out. I've played it. I've beat the raid. I finally defeated the Witness with my best friends, my best Guardian friends. But it took a lot of preparation. And it was probably the toughest gaming spree execution thing. I don't know why I said execution. It did feel like I was about to die a few times. Just because there was a lot of content that was really top. You had to be a very involved Destiny player to enjoy some of the content, which is a whole other topic for anyone that wants to get into Destiny. They always ask me should I play Destiny now? I'm like, yeah, just try not to get overwhelmed by all the things in it, but it is really fun to play. I digress, but right before the final shake came out, they introduced a whole new mode called, well, they called it Into the Light, almost like a soft expansion before this. And it was an event where they had this new like horde mode that you would go through and play with 2 other folks. And it was a little bit of a challenge too. But on top of that, this new mode that was also really fun, like a week later, they introduced something called Pantheon. You've heard me talk about this, right, Kayla?
I have, yes.
This
Jerica fills me in.
Almost killed me to the point there was one morning I woke up the night after. I guess let me slow down. Let me tell you what it was. So the Pantheon is basically Bungie created a back-to-back raid-like experience where you fight some of the biggest, baddest bosses from multiple raids, back to back to back to back to back to back to back. And each week they added a new boss, and they made it harder every week. And they would change up some things to keep you on your toes in terms of what kinds of weapons you need to use, what kind of powers kept you overpowered. I know I'm going to try to speak very basic Destiny language here.
Please.
But each week you would do this, and probably our first run took us about 3 hours. When we did it the next week, of course, another boss is added, and that's just where the time started sinking in to my life started turning into just playing nothing but Destiny. I'd work, go to work, feed the dog, feed myself, and me and Audrey, because luckily my girlfriend Audrey was doing this with me, so at least I wasn't ignoring her the whole time. But this is all we did for 4 weeks. 4 weeks, this is what we were doing. And that last week, Kayla, just 1 week, we put in, it was over 24 hours in Destiny. And
insane. That's why you needed that little butt pillow. Make an appearance.
Hold on. Okay, just know, just for this event, I purchased a butt pad for my ass. Because I have a very bony butt, unfortunately. It just runs in the family. We don't have a lot of meat there. I've tried doing squats, but it's not working. So I have this so I could finally become a god slayer, okay? Because
I love that it got shown off.
You might ask, what was it worth it, Jerica? Was it worth doing this to yourself every week? It was, to some extent, but I also regret it a little bit. Anyways, I get to the last week, okay? They add in 2 of the toughest boss encounters. One of them driven. It's a dragon with tentacles. It's vicious, but this raid is not just damage based, okay? You got a lot of, and this will make sense here in a minute because I'm gonna talk more about this. Raids have a little combination of puzzles, teamwork, and damage to a boss, okay? And a little bit of both in most raids. Riven's multiple encounters. Because there's different phases with this big dragon, and I know I'm calling it a dragon. It's not actually a dragon in the lore. Just bear with me. I'm giving everyone a picture. It's a dragon for this conversation. There's symbols to memorize. You got to call out symbols that only my friend can see in another room. So there's a lot of blind sort of communication, and these symbols included animals. And one of our clanmates actually asked me, like, where did you go to school? Why are you calling that a fish? It's obviously a bird. So there's a lot of that where I really didn't know what animals were at some point, Kayla. You know, I should have had a picture, but there's symbols to memorize and describe to your friend. And like literally at one point I'm looking at a screen, I'm telling my buddy where to go stand at the top left of the stairs, the bottom right of the stairs. It's a lot of communication and explaining things. Anyways, that's why that boss is so tough, because there's a lot of those encounters, and like it just takes time. If you mess up, you have to redo it all. And then we get to Nezarec. He's the god of hate or death. I can't remember. I really don't care at this point, but he's horrible. I hate him so much. The last encounter was to... Uh-oh, my camera's messing up. Oh, you're playing a game right now, Kayla. You're trying to.
I don't know.
You're trying to play chess in the park right now. Okay, are you playing chess?
So something I tried to play it chill, but something happened. My
there we go.
My screen is not working, so just bear with me. Keep talking. I'm good.
It's fine. I was like, oh, you trying to play chess? And is it that boring, Kayla?
No.
I know. I promise you, I'm not going to spend the whole episode talking about Destiny.
No, my screen is messed up. Just we're working through it.
Anyways, we get to Nezarec, okay? The last encounter before. Why is this worth it? You asked me that. I wanted the Godslayer title. So, like, whenever I'm in the tower, public areas in Destiny, under my name, Jerkachu, you see Godslayer.
Yes.
Just tell me, like, who wouldn't want that title underneath their name? Like, I'm putting under everything going forward on my resume. You know, if I'm ever on the news, if someone wants to interview me about getting this done, Godslayer is now my official title. But yeah, I wanted to be a Godslayer. So and you get this really badass emblem to have in game, and everybody's like, oh, she did it all. We had one encounter, and we for a minute we thought we only had 1 week left, but they did give us an extra week, thank God, because I was like, this isn't gonna happen. Like, this is literally staying up until like 3 a.m. And one morning, like, I ate a veggie burger patty because I was just starving at 3 a.m. Shouldn't have ate that late. It was just a weird meal situation. I was just starving. I'm like, this is fine. And I put a slice of cheese on it, and it made me so sick the next morning. And we also just failed. We weren't able to, we spent 10 plus hours on this one encounter, Kayla. Imagine doing one thing in a game for 12 hours plus.
I cannot.
I'm not kidding.
You told me that. I just could never.
So we did this once with failure, and the next morning I had to go to work. I had to be up really early, but I was so sick. I don't know if the veggie patty was bad. Something happened. We also had a storm. You remember this? And I just really, like, I slept for like an hour and a half, maybe, got in the shower, and then the power went out. This is all setting up for story. This is just, I'm building this up.
Horrible.
I just remember the power went off, and there was a tear shed in the shower. I'm like, I can't kill Nezarec. I'm tired. I'm throwing up. I gotta go to work.
Shower thoughts are the worst, man.
I hit rock bottom. Okay. And I really didn't think we were going to do it, but luckily we had one more week. I went through the week like a normal week. We didn't try anymore. But then I was off on Sundays, so Audrey had all day too. We're like, hey, let's try to find a random group, because a lot of our clan mates have decided to move on, do other things. Hey, it's not worth it. I want to play other things. I want to do other stuff.
Yeah. Obviously,
it's a lot of doing the same thing over and over. So me and Audrey hop on, and we find some randoms, and another 12-hour day. It was another 12-hour day. But we were able
to put in the hours.
There was enough progress at the point where you met these strangers, you're getting a vibe, you're finally getting a rhythm down. It's taking hours. But now you can't, like, should you find another group? Or should you just keep going? At this point where we don't have much time left. And I'm just like, let's take a risk. Let's just keep going with these folks. At one point
how many people do you have to have, right?
Six.
How many?
Six.
Okay.
We have 4 other strangers with us. Shout out to Atlas. He was one of them. And we lose momentum. We get pretty down on ourselves. I'm eating lunch in between dying. I'm scarfing down this salad. And he's like, let's take 30 minutes. I encourage y'all to go do like a workout, go walk outside. We need to do this. We need to just get away. So I go outside, I take Otto out and stuff. And then we get a suggestion from our buddy Chad to use a specific weapon at the very end.
Shout out to Chad.
We were getting the boss down to this much, Kayla, and just dying. There's like a final stand, and if you don't get him down in the time frame, like, you wipe. We were getting him down to this much. Like, his bar is about this much, okay? We were getting him down to like that much every time. So we're so close. Imagine doing this for 12 hours and getting that close. So Chad suggests this specific sidearm for last damage, our final stand. And I swear to God, like, after we maybe 3 runs after us walking around talking about the strategy, I'm like, let's just try this. If we get him down to last stand, let's do this one more time. So I know I'm going on and on and on, but it was like a big pivotal moment in my life. And
yeah, I understand. Yeah.
We come back, do our thing, and obviously, you know where this story is going. We have a perfect run, no deaths. We get to the end, we use the sidearm and final stand, and we get him.
What?
We get him. We
Witness
get him.
Down.
I screamed. One of the guys started crying because we had been together all day, these strangers and me and Audrey, and we did it. We did it. Got it done.
I didn't know it was with strangers though.
It was with strangers. Yeah, with this part,
crazy.
it was with strangers. So, just
that's
the beauty
cool,
of video games. We will never forget these lads.
Bringing together.
Made a new friend out of it too. So, I'm gonna try to raid with Atlas some in the future. But yeah, it was. You would think after that, how could you play more Destiny? How could you play more Destiny? But then the final shape came out the next week.
Yeah.
I'm always in this weird place with Destiny where I feel obligated to play, but also I'm also bored with it pretty often because like it usually takes 4 or 5 months before they put out like a new seasonal thing, seasonal activity or whatever, new more story. But the last 2 months they have just jam-packed it. There is so much to do in Destiny right now where I'm like If you want to play for the first time or get into Destiny, now is the time. There's plenty to do, but it will be overwhelming. Luckily, Bungie has a few things in place for like, we call them new lights to hop in and get started. And if you ever want to, if I'm ever on, y'all want to, someone else wants to tag along, I'm done raiding for a little bit now. So you can, I know CC's been trying to, he hops in and joins me all the time. And I'm like, we're about to raid. I'm sorry. But now we're done. I'm not going to raid for a while. Anyways, final shape. Pantheon's behind us. We're done. I'm a god slayer. But now we got to fight the witness, Kayla. This story...
And this is like the last piece of the story, right?
Yeah, the last big... This whole saga, the Light and Dark saga, I know, very unique, right? But this has been told from the beginning of Destiny, like the first game. So this is over a 10-year-long story that's been in different ways implemented. And the witness is basically like Thanos. Okay, like this is the big baddie, and we're finally fighting the witness. The raid itself is called Salvation's Edge, and the raid was basically a setup to fight the witness in the Pale Heart. We went inside the Traveler in this expansion. Do I know what the Traveler is? Spoiler alert, you could have seen this coming. No, we still don't know what the Traveler is. We've been all up inside it. We don't know what it is. We just know it gives us light, and it seems to be a critter of some sort. I think it's some kind of animal thing, organism. I don't know. But we made it in there because the witness was in there, Kayla. The witness got inside the Traveler, and it's trying to take away the light, which would just be the end of all Guardians and civilization as we know it. The witness wanted
it's like the god, basically.
The witness wanted the final shape, which is actually just freezing everybody and essentially ceasing everything to exist and being a perfect shape. No one ever feels the obligation to worship anything. No one feels obligations to like want to live. It's like just life not existing is the final shape. That's what the witness wants. They don't want anyone to ever feel that you're not good enough, or the purpose that you have is, you shouldn't have a purpose. You shouldn't be tied to, basically the witness is like, why are you worshiping the Traveler? This is not even what you should be doing. The final shape, the perfect universe is a still universe, a stillness. So
interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. That's good to know.
Yes, if that even makes sense. So
it doesn't, but it kind of does.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of get it. It's almost like anarchy in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So it's trying to, kill the Traveler so it can do that, execute this plan. And the raid is basically us going in and like stopping that. And now I guess I can sort of transition into my screenshots that I've taken while playing the final shape.
Yeah.
So I can sort of like take you on this journey, and then we're done with this segment.
Yeah.
Which I've spent way too long already, but we're working through it here. Let me get my pictures pulled up.
Okay, CC, good explanation. Essentially, the witness hates entropy. Entropy equals chaos. Final shape equals no chaos. No surprises, no nothing.
There you
Makes
go.
sense.
There you go.
But entropy is also what creates life. Okay, got it. Makes sense. That's a good explanation.
Thanks, Cece. Man, Cece's a lifesaver. Appreciate.
I want you to know something while you're pulling this up.
Okay.
My monitor, I'm surprised that I am still here because my monitor is not working. It just like shit the bed, like in the middle of us. It's just like a black screen, but thankfully it has interrupted the stream. So I have my
also meant like, is it exploding? Because like you're still here. I was like, was it gonna kill you? Was it gonna explode and kill you?
No, I'll send you a picture of separately. But my camera's still on and everything's running. That's why it randomly started playing chess on Discord, is because I was clicking around.
I was like, yeah, I know.
This is what happens when we try to record.
I know it's boring stuff, you know.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Okay. Well, I mean, side note, I know we're still live here, but I got another monitor for my side. So if maybe you want to take over this other monitor, I can send it your way.
Thanks, girl.
Yeah, you're welcome, girl. Okay.
Girl.
On screen, you have my my guardian has reached peak form. You will see there, I am a god slayer. I have, with the help of my friends, destroyed the witness. So this is what I look like now after doing that.
Wow.
No,
absolutely beautiful.
It's pretty cool stuff. I also would like to share the ghost shell from this season's pass is, hey, can I speak to your manager, please?
It really is scary.
It is. I wanted to share that for fun. But back to it. The art direction, the environments of when you get inside the Pale Heart.
Ooh, yeah.
Kayla, best
beautiful
Destiny we've ever seen. Gorgeous.
That's stunning.
I felt like I went on a ride. You know, when you wait on, like, to go on a ride, the line itself is an exhibit
like
or an experience. You know, you get to different, I think of the Harry Potter ride, you're in line and you, like, see little things from the castle. I don't know much about that. But, you know, like, the whole, every area in the Pale Heart, the Pale Heart is massive. A lot of different environments that you'll sort of experience. But that gives them really creative, I guess the ability is that inside the Pale Heart, what we're perceiving is what the traveler is generating for us. It's almost like what I experience in the Pale Heart might be different from someone else. And the environment is always changing around you based on what you want to experience. And sometimes you don't have control of it. So the environments change. And as we're getting closer and closer, because the witness is in the center of the Pale Heart, we're basically going straight to the witness. On the way, like at the beginning, you'll see in just a second. Oh, it's gorgeous. Environments like this. There's a ghost shell in the mountain. Ooh. So like it's very trippy, almost like a dreamlike scenario where what you're experiencing is familiar, but it's got weird stuff like this, like ghost shells, like in the mountain.
Like a dreamy, like haze kind of thing.
Yeah, so it looks really beautiful when you get there, but as you'll see some of my pictures, as you get closer and closer to what the witness is up to, close to the darkness, things start shaping around you that are pretty creepy and weird. So
shaping around you.
You would say final shaping around you, yes. There's the inside, there's the hole. That's the traveler's butthole that we went through.
Oh,
that's what I've been calling it. We go
exciting.
So that's the exit. So I can turn around and look there. And it's so cool. As you're going further and further in, that little triangle hole gets smaller.
Okay.
It's so cool. Okay. You can see how further away you're getting from where you started the whole time. Yeah. It's really cool.
That's really neat. It's very trippy. Yeah, I imagine that would be interesting if you were on any substances at the time. You're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's you know, it's basically like taking mushrooms, going inside the traveler.
Inside the traveler's hole.
Yeah, here's some just more pictures I took. There's my guardian just enjoying the view.
I'm not CC. No.
I can never say that word correctly.
I don't want to say it right.
Spectre of entropy. There we go. That thing. Here's another image of Audrey standing on this thing. She's really small, so you might not be able to see her, but I took that shot. I love, there was a
space.
room. So this is when it started getting a little dark and creepy. There was a room, and every single part of this surface, all the mounds of things you see are all ghost shells. They're like they have died.
Ooh, that's cool.
All
So
the
it's like
little
a
rocks are
graveyard.
tiny, tiny ghosts. Like every bit of this is ghosts, and it was so cool. Like all the environments, it was amazing. They even brought back the old tower. The original tower from D1 is in the Pale Heart.
Aww.
So you got to, it was really good for Destiny fans, especially if you've been a fan of it since the beginning. Like this was a love letter to us as well. So a lot of love from Bungie
Like
here.
very nostalgic.
Yes. And as
That's
you see,
cool.
things are starting to get a little creepy. These hooded figures here.
Yeah, it gets very creepy.
More imagery here. A lot of hands. The Witness has a lot of hands, and you can tell it loves hands because throughout the whole journey, there's fingers and hands coming out everywhere.
Interesting, very interesting.
I loved this
imagery.
scene. I'm not going to give out too many spoilers here, but there's like a portal you go through, and you're taking to another. There's a main character in the game, and you're reliving their memory essentially, which is not a great memory,
that's cool.
by the way. In the house, the smoke coming out of it was the Witness's smoke that comes out of their head, you know? And this looks so cool.
Now, is this something, so you can still play this?
Yeah,
right?
You can go
like
into,
because this is the final like expansion, right?
Yeah, so the whole inside the Traveler, what I'm showing you here is the new open area that you get to explore. And it's massive, and there's so much to figure out. There's so many puzzles, things to collect, explore. Like even just 2 days ago, I went back and found new stuff. So
that's cool.
Plenty to do.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go through some of these pictures, but very I can't describe this, abstract. The Witness has a very particular style, likes a lot of rocks and hands. So
very creepy.
I love this. It was a hole full of hands. And I went through the hole of hands. Looks sort of creepy.
It almost looks like Alan Wakey.
It does. Yeah, I agree.
Very interesting.
Dragon's Head. We just reached the Traveler's headquarters here. This is where they do their business. I'm like, hello, I'm here. I'm ready to shut your shit down. Your other imageries here. Love more hands and fingers. Yep.
Nice.
Can't have enough of those.
Nice.
And this is like a good representation of like what the final shape looks like to the Witness. Like it is basically stilled in time, so frozen and sliced up. Like this is like what would happen if you were to get final shaped, Kayla. This is what you would look like, this sliced up in like stone. Yeah, that's it. That is the final shape. That's what's going to happen, everybody, if we let it happen, but we didn't. We stopped it. Now, moving on, the last part of this conversation, dang, I said I would, keep this short, but I'll just go ahead and round off and say it. I'm going to talk about the raid and what I thought about the ending. So the raid was a built up to this final mission, and the raid itself was all mechanic puzzle based, except the very end. And these encounters were so... What is happening? It was so hard, Kayla. Contest mode is a mode that they'll have on for 2 days. And we tried to do this on contest mode, but we couldn't even get to the second encounter. Like, when we couldn't figure it out,
wow.
Number 2 is just the difficulty is raised. It's like Pantheon level kind of situation, but we know what to do in those encounters. But this is also a hard encounter, but no one's figured it out yet. It normally, I don't have the actual, I can't tell you how long it normally takes for the best Destiny players to finish the raid during contest mode. But just for this raid, I think it was over 18 hours for someone to finish it. And it's one of the, I think it might be the one that has taken someone the longest to beat the raid. So that's how hard it was.
I believe it.
It was super challenging. Even when contest mode was off, we struggled. It was really hard. Also,
what a unique experience, though.
I will say this, like the raid was really cool. It wasn't my favorite raid. There was an encounter that I hate the most, but also love it the most, which is pretty much Destiny in a nutshell for me. Yeah. And, you know, maybe another episode I'll explain what happened there, maybe show some video, because it's really creative what they've done, what they did with this encounter. But the fourth encounter is something you definitely should look up on YouTube. You should just watch and see what's happening. Oh yeah, there's me in like this weird like butthole thing. So here's an image from the fourth encounter in the raid, and that's cool. And you see these statues?
Yeah.
They were us. Those statues were us.
What? That's so cool.
And there's a part of this raid where if you die, you have to find where your guardian's friend was standing by identifying what ghost shell goes to what guardian. So we all had to learn what everyone looked like, and we had to learn what ghost shell everyone had. There's nothing like this has ever been done in Destiny before, so that was insane. And don't even get me started on shapes. Whew. That was a wild time. I've made it to the witness here. Here's the witness.
Can I get a
The witness was visually huge. Just massive.
Spooky.
Huge. Massive. Look at all those hands. Look at all those arms.
So many hands.
They were using those arms the whole time too. I was getting spanked left and right. Okay.
Somebody clip that, please.
Spanked left and right. Okay, so the raid, if no one cares about Destiny spoilers, cool. I'm not gonna I am about the spoilers, sorry. So you should hop off or give me like 5 minutes, because that's how long this is gonna take me. Maybe. In the raid, you fight the witness. We're all fighting the witness. And the witness retreats. Like, you don't actually kill the witness here. Oh, Kayla's telling me something. No, I'm gonna keep going. So in the raid, you don't kill the witness, but there is a new encounter that's added to the game. So after someone beat the raid for the first time, they finally put out this 12-person activity called Excision, where you and 12 guardians get to go and destroy the witness. So normally an event, as you can tell, I've been playing with 6 people. They made a special 12-person activity where you and 12 guardians can go in there and kill the witness. I won't reveal how we destroy the witness, but it was the most badass thing. I'm crying. I think it's so cool. It's like literally all the Avengers like coming out of their portals and stuff like to fight Thanos.
It's like Endgame.
That was exactly what they probably were inspired by, what they went after, and it was just that.
That was a lot.
It was a lot of people. Like double the amount of guardians you normally have in a scenario. Yeah. It was so freaking cool. In the last segment, what happened story-wise, I'm just crying. I'm tired. I'm beat down. I feel just like my guardian does. We're exhausted. We're so tired of the witness. And it was just 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10 experience. The raid was hard as hell. It's not my favorite raid, but I can appreciate what it was. But them with the story and the expansion as a whole, 10 out of 10. And now, Destiny does sit as the highest rated game of 2024. What about that? That's insane.
So cool. Wow.
They pulled it off. Okay, I'm done talking about Destiny now.
What an experience, Jerica.
You know,
hearing you talk about it makes me wish like it was something that I could have committed to and stuck with, but also props to you for being a for real serious gamer right now. Like, that's insane. I'm trying to think of like I've never been committed to a style of game like that. So it's
I have a butt pad now. I might as well. You're lucky my fingers are clear of all Dorito dust right now. But no, thank you. Thank you. It was a pivotal point. Like, I was really glad I got to experience that and do that with my friends. Yeah. That's what it's all about. So
yeah.
Fun.
That's awesome. Are you excited to get to some other games? Is there anything like immediately on your radar that you want to play next?
Sea of Stars is next week, Kayla. Yeah. I'm going to play Sea of Stars. Like, there's still tons more I could talk about Destiny. There's tons more to do in Destiny, believe it or not. I just got to play something else for a little bit. So I'm going to finish Sea of Stars. That is my next game to get through. So I think
sorry, go ahead.
No, I think I'm about halfway done with Sea of Stars.
Yeah, I finally finished, guys. I don't think I've told you guys that yet since last time we recorded. I have finished Sea of Stars, and so Jerica and I have talked about doing a spoiler cast, actually, with friend of the show, if you're in the chat still, CC.
Yeah.
Whenever Jerica finishes, we'll do a deep dive on that, and I can't wait because I have a lot of thoughts. Obviously, don't want to spoil anything for anyone listening or for Jerica, but very excited to talk about that. But let's go ahead and get into some of our exciting news. We're a little late to the party, but it's better late than never, to get into some of the really exciting games we have. First, we're going to kind of separate it by showcase or by event. So the Summer Games Fest was June 7th. There was a lot there, Jerica. How would you rate the event overall? Like, do you feel like it's like out of 5? Do you feel like it was pretty good in your opinion? There was some bangers.
Okay, here's the deal. So, out of all the events, the Summer Game Fest Keeley show, probably
Keeley show.
The games that were shown were cool, but it didn't really get me hyped. I was really there for Alan Wake. That he was very transparent on like what would be there, the hype level, and I appreciate Jeff for like doing that for folks. There was not like one more thing, kind of situation, but I think what was shown was fine. It's hard to really describe the shows like on a rating scale sometimes because like my hype's a little bit different than like some other person's hype. I feel like it was a cool showcase of games that we might have ever heard of or seen because he did showcase a lot of games from like one person. It was like a one-person developer and like some small titles got to be able to be shown off. It was just, in terms of my hype, it wasn't the most exciting showcase. The Game Fest live wasn't like the most hype thing. So I'm going to be honest, I don't remember too much from that one, other than the Alan Wake DLC that came out the same day. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm playing Destiny. I'm raiding right now. I can't do it. I want to play it.
That looks pretty cool. I still haven't finished that. That's like on my list to finish next. But yeah, it's called Night Springs DLC. And it looks really cool. Surprise reveal. Jesse Fadden makes an appearance.
Yeah, from Control. And like you're playing like
that.
The premise of this seems to be like, what if they were put in like almost like an alternate reality situation? If the characters we love from the games were put in an alternate reality, and it looks like you're playing as some of those characters. Obviously Jesse from Control, and it just looks so silly and wacky, and I can't wait to dive in. So that's why I really want to beat Sea of Stars so I can quickly get to the Alan Wake DLC.
Yeah, and that's is that additional cost or is it included with the game? I can't remember.
I don't remember. I think it's included with some kind of version of the game if you bought like something. I would assume so, but I don't know. If anyone knows, they can chime in here. So
yeah, let us know if you know. So that looked cool. The other thing that I thought was really, it wasn't a brand new thing. It was an addition, and I think Jerica has footage of this one. We got a new trailer for Star Wars Outlaws, which is being made by Ubisoft. That comes out
I think
in August.
That is the team that makes Division, right? That's responsible for the Division, if I'm not mistaken, which gets me hyped.
Yeah.
The gameplay looks really good. Like, I don't really need to see any more of this game. They showed me enough. It's almost like,
I agree.
I can't believe they give us so much even at the initial like announcement, I think, for the game. Or not like the first, I think all they showed was like the title card for it. But the last showing was actually way more than I expected this soon.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. The protagonist is pretty cool. You know, it's more like a bounty hunter kind of following them. And it's open world, like RPG style. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Fallout, the way some of it looks, which I'm interested in. And so she is kind of shown in this new, we just get like a new teaser trailer, reveals a little bit more gameplay that we get. I thought it looked really cool, but I'm the same way as you. It's only like a minute and something long, but I've eaten my fill of what I'm want to see of this game. I know some people are skeptical on whether or not it's going to be good. I'm cautiously optimistic. It could go either way.
Hey, but we've I'm sure there's other Star Wars games, but just what's Cal Kestis's games called? You know what I'm talking about? I know it's a different developer, but I think we've had pretty good luck with Star Wars games. Would you say? Like, you're more of a Star Wars follower than I am, but I feel like we've had really good luck with games so far. And now it could be a little I'm always a little nervous when I know Ubisoft can have the games that are being published by them can be hit or miss sometimes, but the studio behind The Division, I would trust that they know what they're doing, and if I can blend The Division with Star Wars, I'm sold. So I just can't believe I can't believe we saw it and it's coming out so soon.
August 30th. Let us know. Oh, before we get too far, CC said I wasn't really feeling Outlaws until Summer Games Fest stuff. Now I'm pretty excited for it. I agree. And a couple things we got from you guys on Instagram. So Sean, the artist on Instagram, said when we asked what you guys are most excited for from things that have been announced recently, said Gears of War E-Day. I know a lot of people are really excited for that. Hyper Light Breaker and Judas. We got some more things on Judas later.
I missed that.
I think it was in the Xbox showcase. So, and then CC said Neva and Lego Horizons. That Outlaws gameplay looked amazing. We just talked about that. And then Good Luck August said Perfect Dark as well. I think that was also the Xbox Game Showcase. So, but thank you guys for submitting your answers. And then the next thing that we were going to talk about, Jericho, would you show us the Civilization 7 clips? I'm so excited. Brand new announcement. A lot of people have been wondering. I need to look up when the last one came out. Civilization 6 release. I think it's been a while.
Video. That's me killing the witness still. Hold on, I'm swapping it around here.
Okay, so Civilization 6 came out in 2016. So it's been almost 10 years. I think it's 8 years since the last one came out, which is wild. If you don't know what Civilization is, essentially it's like a turn-based strategy type game, very hyper realistic, very strategic, right? Strategy game. And you can play as a different main character and get a totally different story experience. You can play with your friends. It's a really slow paced turns. The turns can take a long time depending on how you want to play the game. I really like this style of game. That's something that I'm really interested in. And I also really enjoy history. And so it has a lot of real life history aspects in it. So this one, we don't know a ton about it. All we have is this announcement that we're looking at now that we got during Summer Games Fest. And let me know in the chat if any of you guys are as excited about this as I am, because I think it looks really cool. Don't have a lot of info, like I said, but we do know that it's coming in 2025. And I'm here for it. So I also think it's cool when a fandom's really excited for something, especially the people. I'm newer to this. Civilization 6 is the only other one I've played. So I'm excited. Jarek, have you ever played any of these?
Yes, I have. I got really into it for a little bit. Once you get it gets the teeth into you. It does. It's fun.
Cool. Well, that was also Summer Games Fest. The next thing, definitely, like Jerica said, a couple smaller studios, smaller developers came in with some things, including Wanderstop, which is actually published by Annapurna Interactive, who made Stray. The developer, though, is Ivy Road, and it is their first game. It is a debut game. It looks super cute. The art style is right up my alley. When I saw this, I was very intrigued. Basically, it's like a simulator style game where you're running a tea shop, and it's more cozy, but it seems like there's going to be some sort of underlying ominous presence.
Yeah, I'm going to skip ahead to the trailer because
yeah,
obviously this is a Jerica Kayla game. Definitely Kayla game. But then there's like a weird turn where the character's like sitting on this bench and like having almost not like a panic attack, but just like realizing something is catching up with her. I don't know if it's like obviously something from her past. And you're like, oh,
the music gets super like intense.
So I really do want to know what's going on here. And they're like, hey, you good? That's just me at work sometimes, just.
I mean,
I'm fine. Then I sit down, have lunch, and I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So I'm curious what that means. Like is it more like you were saying, like maybe is it like a panic attack? Is there like a mental health kind of addition, which I would love. But I don't think we got any sort of date, or did it show a date and I missed it?
2024 is all.
2024.
Unless there's been more information put out about it.
I don't think so. But yeah, so the last thing that I really kind of stuck out to me from this one was, did you see I don't have a trailer for it, but No More Room in Hell 2? Did you see that?
That sounds familiar. Hold on.
It's like a first-person zombie style, like post-apocalyptic game.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
It looks hella scary. No pun intended. I didn't play the first one, but it's by Torn Banner Studios, and it enters early access on Halloween, which sounds like it could be a really good, fun game to stream and play on Halloween. I think it's co-op as well, if I remember correctly. But
and then hot news today, Kayla. Speaking of that kind of game, did you see the announcement for the Quiet Place video game? I don't know what it's called.
No!
I think Saber Interactive. Hold on.
That sounds delightful. You guys know we love a good scary game. Oh, especially a good scary co-op.
Let me look up the info about it. Hold on. It's called A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead. Saber Interactive. Where is it? Which, of course, known for Evil Dead. There's a few other games they've made too. I was trying to find the synopsis. A Quiet Place: The Road Ahead is a single-player horror adventure game inspired by the critically acclaimed blockbuster movie franchise that highlights a unique survivor story after an invasion of deadly creatures. The exclusive spin-off experienced journey of a young woman who must endure a treacherous apocalypse in the midst of interpersonal family conflicts. What's new? What's new? But it looks pretty cool. You should definitely check out the trailer if you haven't. I think that was announced today.
Oh, that's really cool.
And then I immediately thought, ooh, I want to play this with Kayla and try to survive the aliens that can hear everything.
I do love the Quiet Place movies. So
it's sometime this year coming out. Maybe it'll probably come out around the time the movie does, I'm sure.
Yeah, I don't remember when the movie comes out either, but
sometime
I'm adding that to my wish list right now because that looks
really
cool. So as far as what we have next, that's really, again, we're not going to go over everything from every single showcase because we just simply do not have the time. But another thing that came from
professionals
the Devolver
would have an episode dedicated to every single thing, but we're just jam-packing it in. We're making... But it's going to be some canned biscuits in this thing after we're done. And I'm just going to pulling out the biscuit dough that I really want to talk about and eat, I guess, right now. But there's some good stuff in there.
Gaming news we care about.
Yeah.
Gaming news we care about. Speaking of things that I care about.
What is it?
Jerica, you saw, I think I sent this to you too, new Cult of the Lamb DLC.
Oh, yeah, I'm so ready for it.
It's cute.
I'm
still playing it
co-op.
every now and then.
They got a goat.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see how if there's more story elements being added, or is it just the same game that you play with somebody else? I'm curious. They have to introduce the goat somehow, so I'm sure there's some story stuff in there to introduce why the goat's there, why the goat is there playing. I'm interested to see how the lamb reacts. Cult of the Lamb, great game. It's such a gem.
It's really so cute.
I want that to be a show so bad. I want it to be a show so bad.
But we will get it on August 12th. It says it's a free update. It looks really cool. CC said goats of Tsushima.
There we go.
And yeah, new playable character, the goat, and then local co-op. So I don't think that it will be like online co-op, unfortunately. I think it's just like couch co-op.
Glad you found that, because I would have just assumed so. So
yeah,
that's fine. I like playing on the couch sometimes, but I would want to play with you, maybe. Dang, let's come sit on my couch.
I will. You and Audrey could play too. That would be fun.
I guess. Blech. I'm just kidding.
But I want to play too. So yeah, the Devolver Direct had a couple other things, but we're just gonna kind of like skim past and move on to the Wholesome Games Direct, which you guys know, big fan of indie games, both of us here. There was a ton. I highly recommend that you go to wholesomegames.com and take a look at. They have a ton of games that were shown off. Truly don't have time to get into all of them, but a lot of really great ones. Some of them were like new introduced. Some of them are just like additional, because they're all indie games. Like I do know that several of them have been shown off for a couple of years and just developed as the studios and have developed it a little bit more, gotten dates, things like that. One of the games that I wanted to share that I thought was super cool was Screenbound.
Yeah.
It just looks so neat. Like this is, to me, this is what video games are like all about, is like innovation. Like this one is definitely a cool one. I don't remember if we had a video queued for this one.
We do. I'm just trying. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm looking for it. There it is. Here we go.
I'm also looking at a lagged version. I'm watching on. Yeah, but this one is a game within a game. So it's like a first person game, but you have like a handheld device, like a retro device that you're playing as well. So to me, like as someone with issues where I can't focus, and like I like to be doing several things at once, like it helps my brain. So I'm very curious how game style this is gonna work. Like, are you toggling between like actually playing the game that you're holding and the game you're in, like that sort of thing? Don't know.
The developer talked a little bit more about it, because I remember this caught my eye too. Basically, you have to pay attention to both screens. They figured out a way to make it not seem as jarring. It was cool just going through, like, they were talking about like developing and making this game. But basically, you got to pay attention what's on your Game Boy in front of you. I know they don't call it a Game Boy, but whatever, because there will be enemies on screen on your gaming device. So if you don't pay attention there, you're gonna die. You won't see the enemy like in the other the 3D world. It's only on what you're playing, which so you have to use both. So
yeah, it's really cool. Definitely am excited for that. It's been made by Crescent Moon Games. I didn't see a date, but hopefully we get one soon. So that's one thing.
Have we got to Dragon Age yet? We're just jumping all over the place.
Oh no, we're moving on to our last showcase, which is the Xbox Game Showcase, which I think a lot of heavy hitters came out of this one, Jerica. A lot of good ones.
This was a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Xbox Showcase was amazing.
Go. June 9th.
Oh my God. I don't know if they'll ever top themselves here with this. So just game after game after game. And of course, I'm going to tell Kaylin, just say, she thinks she knows here, but you know, I will reveal. And here's the if you pay attention to what I'm about to say, you'll probably be able to guess it. I have a new most anticipated game of 2025, and it's from the Xbox Showcase. Spoiler, it's not Dragon Age, because Dragon Age is coming out this year. What the hell? You would think it's Dragon Age, but no, Dragon Age comes out this year, Kayla. What the heck? So it's not Dragon Age, but I am. My next game I'm really excited about is Dragon Age for this year.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the franchise. I just have never gotten into it, but maybe this is a good time to pick it up. Why should I pick it up, Jerica?
Listen. So I'll go ahead and say this. It's been years, and I'm going to pause it for a second because I'm going to preface with something. It's been a long time since we've had a new cool BioWare game. They had the Mass Effect Remaster come out a little while ago, and before that you had Anthem, before that you had Mass Effect Andromeda, and before that is Dragon Age Inquisition, which I think came out in 2014.
I'll look it up.
Dragon Age Inquisition. So, yeah, almost 10 years later, we got a new BioWare game, unless you don't count Anthem. It was cool.
2014, yeah.
But it wasn't what we wanted from BioWare. So yeah, it's been a really long time, and it's just this, and Dragon Age Dreadwolf was announced like 4 years ago, I think. It's been years since we've seen anything of this game, which I think is a very smart move from BioWare. You know, I'm cautious, but I'm also feeling like they haven't treated a launch like this and like this in a long time, which makes me feel a little bit better, because I think about the launch of Mass Effect Andromeda. I think about the launch of Anthem even. I don't feel like there was... I think a lot of that felt rushed and pushed and just random marketing beats. It seems like they have held Dragon Age really close to their chest until they were actually ready to show what this game is, which I appreciate. So I don't think they would have given any of this until they're ready, and guess what? They're ready. This game's going to come out this year. It's not... This wasn't a trailer to say, we'll see you in a couple of years. No, we'll see you this year. So that's what about this for me makes me feel a little bit more comfortable with it.
Yeah. And
you'll see from the trailer, like, if you look up gameplay from Dragon Age Inquisition, which I'm, by the way, a huge Mass Effect fan, I'm not the most die-hard Dragon Age fan. Like, I've played a few. I'd played a little... I'd never beat Inquisition, but I looked up a video and I watched what happened. There was things about Inquisition I didn't really enjoy, but I love the characters. We play BioWare games for the companions. We play them for the characters, the choices, all of that. But Inquisition, there was really a lot of realism in terms of the art direction. Like, a lot of the environments, the characters, very... How realistic can games look? Sometimes you think with BioWare. But instead with this, and I'll hit play now, they have taken a new direction with the art. The art direction is more stylized, which I am so for. This game looks so pretty. The whole trailer is focused on the characters, your companions that you're going to be interacting with and making. And thus, the game was called Dragon Age Dreadwolf, which I can't get into that right now. It's just, I've been talking way too much. So the game has now, they changed the title of the game to Dragon Age The Veilguard, which you and your group of friends, all these companions you're being introduced right now are going to be part of the Veilguard.
Okay.
Yeah, which is so cool. I mean, that's why we play BioWare games.
It does look different.
It's stylized a little bit more. I wouldn't say cartoony, but there's definitely a new style that's not as based in realism, which I can appreciate. I love when games go for this.
That's my vibe.
I'm glad BioWare's doing it. I love the art direction for this. And they even put out some more information about the game that I'm so excited to just be able to play it. I love playing these games for obvious reasons, but the romance options are always the ones I'm most intrigued by. Like, who can you love? Who can you get to learn a little bit more about? Who can you take on a date? And it was revealed, and this is something that I feel like has never happened in a BioWare game, where in this game, which in the trailer that you're seeing here, you're being introduced to the hero, which will be you.
Nice.
Which you get to create your own character, like always. And I'll go ahead and pause it here.
Character creator. But
it's really cool because, like, they were talking about, like, your companions, all the companions. Anyone can be romanced, which is really cool. No one, like, sometimes there used to be limitations, like Miranda from Mass Effect can only be romanced by male shepherd. So, too bad if you think she's hot and you want to take her on a date, she's not going to let you have it. But with Dragon Age, they're going to let all the companions are romanceable for everybody, which I'm excited for. But
really
also,
cool.
The characters that you don't romance might romance each other. And when I read that, I was like, oh, that is so cool.
Fun.
I cannot wait to see what friends of mine end up dating also. And, that's never been done yet, to my knowledge, in a BioWare game. So it looks like they're putting a whole, and they talked about this, the name change for the game. They want this game not to be about the Dreadwolf. Like I said, I can't get into that right now, but this will be about the Veilguard, which is you and your team. So
more character focus.
Big emphasis on character, and just like getting back to what BioWare, the reason why you play a BioWare game is because of the characters and the choices you get to make. So I love this focus. I'm optimistic for it. I'm still a little nervous because I'm just like, whew. Whew.
Did it get a definite date? Or
I think it's just 2024
just
is all we have.
2024?
Yeah.
Probably holiday, you think?
Oh yeah, this Kayla. For the next 12 months is jam-packed. I don't know what we're gonna I don't know. Please God, let there be no more Destiny for a while.
And I'm stuck playing. I didn't even go into this. I'm stuck playing my little simulator game. I'm in Fable Dome. I know I've talked about this on here before, but it actually like fully released. It was in early access for a while.
I saw it in Steam. I eyed it a little bit. I was in there sniffing around.
Hours. But it's been a good. I'm ready to get back into like a very story heavy like a linear game. I've been like in the mood to just like zone out and like do more sandbox style.
Yeah.
That was kind of a side tangent, but that's what I've been like in the mood for. You know, when you're just like craving a specific style of game.
For sure,
that's what I've been in the mood for lately. But anyways, slight derail. But yeah, I actually you showing me this trailer and you talking to me about it makes me want to pick this up. I wonder, is Dragon Age the kind of franchise where you can kind of just like pick up, or is it need to be more like linear?
Oh no, great question. I mean, I think they'll probably incorporate some things from like the last game, Inquisition, because the Dreadwolf is a character. I won't give away too much. I'm sure they'll do like a recap for you. Dreadwolf was in your posse in Inquisition. They're a focal baddie in this game, but the Veil Guard's a new group of characters, some returning that you will recognize, but your character is brand new to this world. So you're playing a brand new protagonist. Now, your old protagonist might show up, I'm sure, at some point. Your Inquisitor. But really, when it comes to, like, even when I picked up Inquisition, like, I just watched some videos on, like, what to know about this world before you dive in.
The lore.
Yeah, there's videos out there. You can get, like, caught up. But no, this is meant for anyone just to be able to jump in, for sure.
Okay, cool. Well, then I definitely could see myself doing that. What I also could see myself really doing is, oh my gosh, there's a new Life is Strange game coming out, which you might be wondering or thinking like, oh yeah, there's Lost Records is coming out. No, another one.
Just another
different studio, but
Deck
Life
9.
is Strange Double Exposure. It looks so good.
It's Deck 9, right? I'm sorry. Yeah, Deck 9. I always get confused who's doing what sometimes.
Yeah, because there is a lot. This is coming out October 29th. I think this is going to be a perfect like fall game.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
You're back with Max from the original. I did play that one recently.
She's older.
She is older, and you it seems like it's almost like a side story, right, with her. She's older, she has a new friend who has been killed, and it's like a murder mystery where you're trying
Tragedy.
Yes, of course. But she hasn't used her powers in a long time. She's scared to use them because of what has happened in her past. But she is trying to solve and prevent this murder from happening because essentially it creates multiple timelines. So you're playing in two different timelines. One is where her friend has died, and one is where her friend has not died. And she's just kind of like bouncing back and forth. This looks really cool. I'm excited about it. I love Life is Strange games. I think the game, it looks really beautiful.
Question
and we get it this year, which is crazy. That's wild to me.
Will we get? So is she also in it, Kayla? Will
Chloe?
Yeah. What was gonna happen?
Well, I think there's like there's a little cameo somewhere where it shows like a photo of her, like a photo of Chloe. And so I don't know if we'll get like her actually in it, but I think there'll be some sort of like cool cameo for sure. But
will they honor my decision from the last game? That's what I'm wanting to know.
That's a great question, and I'm curious about that too. I think I've read somewhere that it will. I think at the beginning of the game you can tell it what choice you made.
So it might matter. It might matter. I can't wait.
Yeah, I think at the beginning you can tell it, which again, if you've never played any of these, like, don't look at spoilers.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, don't do it.
It's one of the most intense games I've ever played.
Yeah, it was. It gets dialed up to a 10 pretty quickly and you're just like, wow, this is a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be.
I love that about these games, and I'm so excited.
Yeah, these are great. I would agree with you. Like, definitely a fall vibe. Like, even though it can get a little dramatic, but it's like the perfect chill game to play during that time. I like to get wrapped up in my hoodie and just go on an adventure with these characters. And, you know, True Colors. Yeah, the last game that we, you know, had the lovely Cody on to discuss. That was a good one. Maybe we reunite with Cody and talk about Double Exposure when it comes out. But they're really fun to talk about. I just like to hear about like what decisions we all made and what different outcomes we had. Like, I think that's the most fun about that we have with these games, especially talking to someone after they played.
I agree. Like, there's just so many different ways you can do things, and I think that that's always interesting and ambitious in a game when like your choices matter. I used to always love those books where it was like choose your own adventure style, so I can't wait. Last thing, I think, last like big thing that you showed me, if you wanted to talk about it, the Expedition 33 game.
Yes.
Looks super cool.
Like, this one sort of came out of nowhere because, like, one, it's brand new. It's a new game from a new developer, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, if you played Final Fantasy 16, you might recognize that voice, Ben Starr. You can't hear the trailer, but if you go and watch Expedition 33. Immediately intrigued me by a few things. One, that beautiful voice. Always ready to listen to it. Clive. I can't do any of that. And then the whole premise of the story is super freaking cool. And the graphics, like this game is stunning. Like, I made Kayla watch it. I made Kayla watch the trailer before we hopped. I was like, I need you to watch this before because I need you to just know what we're about to talk to, not be introduced to it right now. Because from coming from the story, it's always like this mystery painter gal is like painting. Basically, if you're 33 years old, you're gonna die. Like, it's a very unique story that I want to learn more about. But just on top of
plays with time.
Yeah, but on top of that, like the gameplay looks so freaking cool. The environments are stunning, the characters are stunning, but also like the action and how you play reminds me a lot of Persona.
Yeah, it's turn-based.
And like the timing I don't even know if it's like a rhythm situation where you're like timing your attacks to a rhythm. But there does look like there's some sort of rhythm, which I'm horrible with rhythm, so this might be I might suck at this game, so we'll see. But golly, it looks fun.
Cool,
it looks fun to play. The enemies look really cool. Almost has like a Nier Automata like art vibe, sort of. That kind of, I don't know how to really describe it. Nier, if you think about Nier.
The developer is Sandfall Interactive, and it is their first game, and it says that it's releasing next year.
Man, I wasn't even playing the video like a big loser. No one will ever know what I was talking about, but you should definitely go. You should go watch the trailer. It's really cool. I can't remember if there was a release date for this or not. Let me look.
It just said, I think it just said, 2025. It says turn-based RPG with real-time mechanics. So I'm curious what that is going to be like.
Which is exactly my favorite combo lately. Like, I love, like, I know this is completely different from Sea of Stars, but I love that there's things to do in between the turns. And I think that might have a lot of this and that. So, sign me up, Scotty. I'm ready. I know it's like beam me up, but sign me up, Scotty.
Sign me up, Scotty. A couple other like small things, or not small things, they're still really cool, but we got our first actual gameplay look at Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Yeah, how could I forget? That's also coming out in late November. It looks amazing. I love Assassin's Creed as well. Last game I played was Valhalla. Loved Valhalla. Loved Odyssey. Couldn't get enough. Origins was even good. So, like, now we're finally going to Japan, and that's where we've always wanted Assassin's Creed to go, and now it's going there, and you have two really cool characters. The environments look stunning. I can't wait to fight as a samurai or the other lady. Whatever, is she a ninja samurai lady? Whew. That looks great, too. There's so many games. So many.
Especially this holiday. It's stacked.
I don't know what I'm going to do. But on top of that, do you want to know Okay, well, I have two more games. Unless I'm not even following your list anymore, like a horrible co-host. What else did you have on the list?
Nothing really, honestly. Like the only other thing was, I have a love-hate relationship with Call of Duty. The next Black Ops game got announced. I'm intrigued. I hesitate to say that I'm intrigued.
Black Ops is, if anything, I'm most interested in the Black Ops situation.
Me too. If Call of Duty has kind of lost me over the last few years. But the Black Ops specific run of games, the original one's one of my favorite games. This one is number 6, which is crazy to think that we've gotten here. It's based in the 90s. I don't remember exactly what the political climate is. There's always some sort of whatever war or situation we're in. I don't remember exactly, but what does intrigue me is the return of round-based zombies.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that.
Is always fun.
I skipped the Call of Duty stuff, so I'm actually glad you're mentioning it, because I didn't catch it. We started raiding right after the Xbox showcase, so I missed it.
There was a specific a whole thing around Call of Duty, the word is escaping me. Not a showcase, but a centric thing. I don't know. I guess a showcase around Call of Duty specifically. Yeah. Didn't watch that.
Oh, okay.
I kind of know what to. I didn't watch that. I know kind of what to expect, but I am intrigued by the resurgence of round-based zombies.
Call of Duty, you've seen them all. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that was rude of me.
No, you're not wrong. It's not super creative, but I do think the Black Ops storyline I actually really like. They usually have a way to interweave them.
Day one on Game Pass, right?
Probably.
I think that was the biggest thing, it being at the end of the Xbox showing. I think
so, yeah.
Yeah.
And it didn't okay. This is October as well. October 26th. So October, November, really jam-packed. Yeah, CC said day one Game Pass. I'm gonna play it. I have Game Pass.
Finally
I'm gonna play
flexing their Call of Duty Game Passiness. So that sounded dirty and almost perfectly the perfect joke.
Okay, I have one last thing, and then Jerica, I know you had 2 as well. One last thing that I forgot. Dang it, I forgot to tell you to cue a video for it, but it looks so cool. Did you see Mixtape?
Yes. God, there's so many. I thought you were talking about this. I was like, oh, she's gonna say this game. No, but you're also right. That game was really awesome looking too. So
yeah, it's beautiful looking. Basically, this one is you're following a group of 3 friends on their last night of high school, and you're basically playing a mixtape of their memories. So it'll play, and so I think it's gonna be very music forward. There's some notable artists that are involved in this, and I forget the names are escaping me right now. The publisher is also Annapurna Interactive. And it's a narrative driven. The developer is Beethoven and Dinosaur. I've never heard of them. They have another game. Yeah, look how cool this trailer is.
They put out the, I was reading the notes here. They put out the Artful Escape, which I started that. It was this is a really cool situation. I need to come back to it. I need to finish that as well. Yeah. The Artful Escape. So that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, so that was the last one I really wanted to mention. It comes out next year, but I thought it looked really cool, very much fall vibes. And the art styles, I think it's neat. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Life is Strange.
It does.
But, yeah.
Especially teenage troubles, teenage drama, all of that fun stuff. Give me more of it. I really enjoy games that are sticking to this type of story. I could eat it up.
Yeah. Teenage dirtbag, baby.
Okay. 2 other games. This one might be on your list. South of Midnight.
Oh no, I didn't have that one. I must have missed that one.
So I remember the ones initially got announced. Compulsion Games, known for Contrast and We Happy Few. Remember that. This is their next big game, and definitely a leap in terms of what this developer can do. And I am so interested with this story. Music, art style, location, and it's like a New Orleans fantasy.
Oh.
And it just looks really good. The art style is amazing. I thought we were just gonna
gator.
little catfish right there.
Yeah.
I really thought this was just gonna be like a story trailer, but no, they give you a little bit of. I'm gonna skip ahead just to some of the gameplay. This lady, I mean, I can't remember the lady's name. She's got some powers going on. She's got like some little butterfly things helping her fly around these swamps. I don't know what the premise is or what's really going on, but it looks cool as hell. But yeah.
I'm into this. I did not see this. I didn't get to watch the whole Xbox showcase, so I definitely missed some key players. This one is going on my list too.
But
did this get a date?
I think it's just 2025, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, thank God.
I know,
Push
right?
that,
Give us
baby.
2025.
Give us some breathing room.
South of Midnight, put that on your list as well.
Absolutely.
And
you guys will see this from us.
And last but not least, my most anticipated game of 2025. Number 1 spot. Death Stranding has number 2, has been pushed to number 2.
Ooh.
Is Fable. Fable is coming out next year. I really hope it comes out next year anyways. You know, obviously let it cook till it's ready. I'm fine. I can wait another year, but I was really surprised to get the 2025 date for this game. We got our first showing last year, but I am a huge Fable fan. Like I've played 1, 2, and 3. I played 2 and 3 multiple times, and I just love the humor. I love the comedy. It's very like just British humor. If you enjoy, you know, I'm trying to think of what was that movie, Monty Python. Just some silly humor. You're gonna love it, but also serious enough where you want to know more about the story.
Yeah,
I love where they're taking this. Obviously, Fable didn't look like this back when I played it. This looks visually stunning. Probably one of the best looking games I've seen, like running in engine and everything. What I'm saying is like the humor's still there, the DNA of Fable, but I don't know if like this direction's gonna be in the game. It's almost like it's almost like they're doing a documentary, like they're filming like The Office. The camera's sort of moving.
Yeah.
They're interviewing these characters. Then they change and flip to some of the gameplay, which just looks so freaking good.
It does.
But you can sort of tell my taste in games. Speaking about Mass Effect, like Fable is a choose your own adventure. Sort of decide if you want to be this evil hero or this good hero, and it's basically all based on good or bad things that you're doing in the world. You can make relationships, make the townsfolk love you or hate you. And I just cannot wait. Like we're just getting such a little taste of what Fable can be, and just seeing this, I'm like, wow, they're cooking. This looks so good. It looks so entertaining. It's funny. I love it so much. I cannot believe we're returning back to Fable. And I can't wait for you to play a Fable game. Same thing for Audrey. She's never played any of the Fable games, so.
Yeah, I haven't.
God.
Is this you may have said this, so I apologize. Is this a remake or is it a continuation?
It is a brand new story.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Brand new. Okay. Cool.
And, you know, developed by Playground Games. They're known for making racing games, Kayla. I always forget who, but I think it's Horizon. The Horizon, who makes the Horizon game. Racing game. Sorry, my brain's starting to shut down on me. But they've only made racing games, and they're making Fable, and it looks this good. I cannot believe it. It's pretty.
That's
cool.
really cool. I'm excited to be able to jump in because I don't know why it was just never one that when I was younger, because these are what from the early 2000s. Yeah.
Well, I played one when I was like in my first year of college. So yeah, I guess you're right. Like 2007, 2008.
It says that the first one ever came out in 2004.
The second one though, I remember playing when I was in college. Okay. And the third one when I was in college. So I think that was shortly after.
Able to.
I'm just like, when did I play this game? But I remember playing this game in that one crappy apartment when I was in college.
Fable 2 came out in 2008.
Okay, so that was about that time. So it's been a long time.
That's really cool.
we're coming back. Anywho.
Games. There's a lot of games. We came back
games,
and
y'all.
they didn't stop. They didn't stop making them. They didn't stop announcing them. And we have a heavy hitting Q4 ahead. Oh. So I'm trying to wrap up some games that I'm in the middle of so I can have time to play all these new releases.
Oh,
for
Kayla.
Sure.
I'm so overwhelmed with games.
Let's go.
I'm like throwing up Destiny.
Why?
In a good way. It's just like there's been.
You got to have the ending experience of a lifetime.
God, it was so good. And we're not even getting onto the other topic. Like, I really need you to watch Arcade now.
Oh yeah. Well, there's been a ton of. We didn't get to talk about Fallout.
Okay.
The show Fallout.
Listen,
ma'am.
We'll have an episode shortly because I think now is time to go even further with like what makes a great adaptation. What seems to be the perfect combination for a video game to be successfully adapted to television. I'm ready to have that conversation because I think some people have figured it out.
I think that the makers of Fallout figured it out.
Yeah, there's a formula.
I loved that show. It was gnarly in the best way possible.
So good.
In the best way.
And what's her face is a character in Arcane, so you gotta play it or you gotta watch it.
Oh yeah. Because the second season comes out or is out, right?
November. Oh, speaking of which, this is a perfect tie-in. I forgot to tell you. I'm going to tell you live. Blaster Goblin reached out to us. Would love to talk to us about this specific topic.
Oh,
so we made a new friend. I forgot to tell you. Sorry. Once again, I truly have been just playing Destiny, and I'm finally like talking to Kayla again like a person. It's recently just started happening.
Yeah. Welcome to the chat, Blaster Goblin. Let's talk about it. I'm excited. I would love to talk about shows, and I will be watching Arcane season 1 in preparation for the new season, so I can watch it with you. And we can discuss.
We do. Maybe not that we need a whole other show dedicated to it, but I think we should have some episodes of this. Us talking about the episodes and see what you think.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down. You told me to. I remember you told me I was like in the mood. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna watch it. You were like, why don't you? Because doesn't season 1 end on a cliffhanger?
It's a huge cliffhanger.
Okay.
But now we're not. You don't have to be like. Now you don't have to wait 3 years like I'm having to wait. You can just wait 6 months and be good. But I can't. You need to watch it before all the new they'll start teasing more of it. I don't want you to see anything. I want you to see the show.
True.
I only want to see. Yeah.
Don't want to get spoiled.
Don't want to get spoiled.
Or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Well,
all right.
What a show! If you've stuck to the end, I appreciate it. Bless you.
I'm so sorry.
Please.
I talked about Destiny so much, but I really wanted a good explanation of why you haven't seen our faces on here. It wasn't just Destiny. It was other stuff too. We had a lot of work-related, real-life work stuff going on. It just made it really, pretty much impossible to do this. But now we're back. Got back to our regular scheduled programming for now. So, yeah. Thanks for having us back and let me talk about Destiny, I guess.
Thanks for being willing to come along this journey with us. And Jerica, don't apologize for talking about Destiny. I love hearing you talk about it and how excited you get and explaining it to the little people like me that don't know what's going on.
It was good. I'm so proud. I'm just tired. I'm Destiny tired. This Guardian's light has been sucked dry.
Oh, the witness and the hands.
Witness and the worms. I don't even get to Savathun. She returned. There was some Savathun action. I remember her. Mommy. She was back.
Mommy.
She didn't step on me though. Unfortunately.
Maybe the next episode you'll see will be a spoiler review of Sea of Stars. Hard to say. We'll see where we're at.
I'm going to try my best. I'm off Wednesdays. So that's when I'm going to try to play some.
But thank you guys for watching, sticking along. We will catch you next time.
Bye. Catch you next time. Next time.